Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and I am the Housewife of Story, and here to talk all things Real Housewives. Today I am starting a new series. We are going to be talking about the blind items. We're going to do this every other week, and we will take some of the juiciest blind items that have been posted by Bravo effing Bravo, Hollywood Days and Nights, which is my personal favorite, the most credible, that pretty much invented blind items, and just some different sites. Like I said, guys, the most juiciest ones are the good ones we're going to be talking about. Now, I prefer to do this as a live, so if you guys are interested, I would love to be able to do this as a live, engage with everyone, and be able to get everyone's opinions. So if you're interested in that, then you guys should definitely hit the like button and comment and let me know days and times that work good for you, that you would be able to engage and take part in a live discussing all of these blind items. Now, the first blind item is going to be a PG-13. I've had to record this 3 times because I keep saying the actual word. We're going to say SA. I'm sure that you guys know what that stands for, instead of the actual words, because we don't want to get demonetized. Like I said, guys, these are going to be some of the juicier blind items dropped throughout the week. The first one we discussed is going to be dropped again from my favorite, the Hollywood Days and Nights, the most credible, the inventor of blind items, dated Sunday, August 14th, 2022, and numbered blind item number 3. Speaking of the Southwest, Dallas, this husband of a former housewife, because all the housewives in Dallas are former at this point, is being investigated for SAing a woman who is not his wife while at a business convention. Ouch. Not good, guys. Not good. Basically, everyone narrowed it down to the Real Housewives of Dallas, and I would say overall, most of the comments were either Brandy's husband, which most were Brandy's husband, and then the others were the other lady's husband, Travis. I can't remember her name, but his name was Travis. And that was pretty much everyone, everyone had the same opinions about that. Now, what's interesting about this, guys, is that Brandy, her last season, a video came out with her husband at a bar, clearly engaging, allegedly, in a dance at a bar and kissing on a woman. This is what the video looked like. It circulated. It definitely circulated. Now, there were always rumors about the fact that the child, allegedly, that they adopted was actually her husband's love child with another woman, which allegedly is why it was so important when the woman became pregnant again, that Brandy and her husband adopt that child. Yes, guys, let's think back to this, okay? Brandy and her husband adopt a child. The child's mother gets pregnant again. The husband is in support of adopting that child as well, because he says that that's their adopted son's sibling and they have a responsibility. Now, the word on the curb allegedly was that, again, the first child they adopted, the little boy, was a love child from her husband's affair. Now, allegedly, the second child was also her husband, and that's why she was in such a hard position when she became pregnant herself. And they were filming for the show, and it was just, I think that there was a car accident and the husband's mother passed away and the little girl was in the car, so they had a lot going on. But that is the blind item. They are saying that one of the husbands SA'd a woman at a business convention and is being investigated for it. Of course, guys, like I said, everything in this video is alleged. Now, let's talk about this other blind item that can be found on my Instagram. We're going to read this. This one also is coming from Hollywood Days and Nights. Again, my favorite blind item site. This is going to be blind item revealed number 2. They have revealed the person on this blind item, and that's why it makes it even more juicier. This one's also going to be dated Sunday, August 21st, 2022. This one is going to take you into New Jersey. Okay, it says if you want to see a housewife and her family employed, just fire this New Jersey housewife and then set a stopwatch for a bankruptcy filing. The only thing keeping them going is the salary and the grifting they do between from being on television. I'll give you guys a second to think about it. I like to give you guys a second. I'll read it again to you if you want to see this housewife and her family employed. Just fire this New Jersey housewife and then set a stopwatch for a bankruptcy filing. The only thing keeping them going is the salary and the grifting they can do from being on television. Now, this one is labeled Melissa Georgia. Yes, guys, that is how that is labeled. Now, let me tell you a couple of things. You're not going to hear this at any other channel, on any other channels, because I am somewhat of a New Jersey expert. And another reason you should hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to tell you why Melissa and Joe are able to afford these fabulous multi-million-dollar homes, live in them, act like they're their home, and then sell it. You know, Melissa always bragged about how they had moved, you know, a lot, but that's because they built homes and they would just build a home, and every couple of years they got tired of it, so they would just sell it and build another one. But the actual reality of it was that was how Joe was making money. It wasn't their home. It was never intentionally supposed to be their home to live in. It was built to make money. They live in the home, they film it, and they do what is called a balloon mortgage. And I know there are a lot of smart people that follow me that have a financial background and they understand what I'm saying, and they probably could explain it better than I could. But I'm going to give you the idea, the gist of it, okay? The balloon mortgage helps people because it lowers their monthly mortgage payment because the bank knows, and Joe and Melissa are saying, like, this isn't our forever home. We're not going to be living here forever. Let's lower our monthly payments, and then when we sell it in a couple of years and we make a profit off of it, we'll pay the bank back in a large lump sum, and then we'll do it all over again. Is basically what happens here. So that's why when they found a buyer for the New Jersey home that they were living in, the home had been on the market for like 4 or 5 years. They pulled Antonio from school. They did not care, and they sold it and they ran because they hadn't had a buyer in a long time. And the banks only want to let you do a balloon mortgage for so long because at some point the home begins to lose its value, right? So they don't want to put someone, you're not going to put you on a 20-year balloon mortgage. This is for a couple of years. It's just to get the sale of the home made. Sometimes, you know, things take time to process, especially in real estate. So it's really trying to help the contractor stay afloat until things are sold. It's not really for, you know, the likings of the average person to build a home they can't afford, live in it, and make mortgage payments they can't afford, sell it in bulk, and rob Peter to pay Paul, which is the bank, back. It just doesn't, you know, work really great. But Joe and Melissa have managed to allegedly, you know, do these balloon mortgages every few years when they build or buy a big home. We know that allegedly Teresa told us that Melissa moved in with Joe after 6 weeks. Joe was living in a $3.5 million home that he sold to like a big time NFL or retired basketball player. It was his first home that he, you know, made money off of and that he did himself because Joe Giudice, Teresa's husband, Juicy Joe, had been training Joe Gorga on how to make money flipping houses, and that's what they were doing. So sometimes they didn't flip. They would buy a property and tear their house down and just build, you know, a new one, whatever. But that's what was happening with him at that time as well. He had built this home that he was trying to sell. He was living there. He starts dating Melissa. She goes there, sees the home. Damn, wow. And 6 weeks later, she's having issues with her roommate, and she moves in, and then they get married like 8 months later. I don't know if that's true. If it's 8 months, it might have been a little bit longer. But that was the gist of it. So balloon mortgages, guys, Google it. It's how they are getting by. Another blind item that I want to tell you about. Did I tell you guys that Jennifer Aiden commented on my Instagram account. Yeah, she did. I'm gonna make sure that I show you guys because we're gonna do a whole video on what she commented on at another time. But it was on a post about Louis Ruelas, and it was in support of him. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that, but not in this video. We're going to talk about a blind item that, now this one, guys, came out of Broke is No Joke. The beach, please. This one came out of bravosandcocktails.com, okay? Now, I'm going to read it to you. This new housewife who is always over-the-top makeup and gala-worthy dress doesn't own any of the clothing she wears, and she contracts with a few designers to dress her. She couldn't afford to do something for the wedding she was just at, nor would her contacts allow her to wear anyone else's designs. She didn't even have outlandish makeup for the wedding. Being broke is no joke. Let me read that again because I kind of startled through it. Again, this is from Bravos and Cocktails. This new housewife, who is always over the top makeup and gala worthy dress, doesn't own any of the clothing she wears and has contracts with few designers to dress her. She couldn't afford to do something for the wedding she was just at, nor would her contacts allow her to wear anyone else's design. She didn't even have outlandish makeup for the wedding. Being broke is no joke. Everyone is guessing Real Housewives of Dubai, Chanel. It's AYAN. We did see her at Teresa's wedding. She was wearing a dark, I think it was a navy blue suit, and she had like a purse crisscrossed around her. If I can try to put a picture of her in here from the wedding, then I will. But if not, just Google it. It's an easy find. The outfit was not terrible. I think for me, it was her hair and makeup, I thought was just not even flattering. Like, I could see she's a very, very beautiful woman, and I just think that if she wanted to go for a more natural, authentic look, that would have been okay, but it did not work for her. Her makeup and hair did not work for her that day. But when we saw her at Jennifer Aydin's house the day or two after Teresa's wedding, she looked amazing, and she kills it in her confessionals. And it is likely that she would have contracts with designers for her clothes because she wouldn't be able to afford, no one would be able to afford those kind of outfits. And why would you want to buy them just for a confessional for your work? And then what would you do with them, I guess, it would be the question. Tamra Judd, the ladies, we know this. I've told you guys this before. Tamra Judd and a couple of the other ladies use a specific retailer that will send them the clothes in the mail and actually allows them to return it. So it's kind of more of like a rent to wear type situation, if you will. But I want to know what you guys think on these blind items. Make sure you comment, hit that subscribe button, turn those notifications on, and we will talk soon.